1GS, that's One Great Studio, has acquired DRT Communications. And joining us now to talk about it, we have co-founder of 1GS, Javain. What's Javain last name again? Brownie, and Daniel Terrelong from DRT Communications. Welcome, Javain. Welcome, Daniel.
Hi, Kalilah.
Hi, how are you?
Not as good as you.
We are good. We are great, actually.
Clearly, One Great Studio times DRT is about to make a big impact in the market. But Javain, you're the one doing the acquiring. So you walk us through this. How did this acquisition come about?
Well, it started last year at the Super Bowl, actually. Ryan and I were at the same Super Bowl party, and he kind of approached me and said, I have an opportunity that I think is good for you. And, he shared some documents with me. And since then, we reviewed, we met Daniel, and it's been a year of getting to know Daniel, the team, the business, understanding the business. And, we're just really excited to be here now. 1 year later, almost to the date. Super Bowl was last week, right? Mm-hmm. And here we are, completing acquisition.
Which Ryan is that? Ryan Strawn?
Ryan Strawn from Sweat Equity Holdings.
Ew. So he's the one putting together this whole deal.
It is.
Ryan was the lead arranger for it, yes.
Big up yourself, Ryan. Now, Javain, it's been, 2 years now since you guys did your IPO?
Yeah, I think we were listed in September 2023.
So less than 2 years, like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And this is your second acquisition
in
as many years.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming
before we IPO'd, right? So this is our first since being listed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So are acquisitions a part of your growth strategy then?
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I think the way that we see ourselves, we see ourselves as a host of brands, right? With different brands focused on different niches in different locations. And so for us, like a big part of how we want to grow is that we want to have all these different brands specializing in how they serve their clients with a powerful back office that runs everything, right? So one centralized place running the business with different brands serving different niches. And that's a big part of how we plan to grow. But it's not going to be where we get all our growth from, but it's definitely a part of our strategy in terms of building out multiple brands, because we think when it comes to agencies, it's good to have different brands that focus on different things. The teams can be specialized, and then we can work together and serve clients seamlessly.
Okay, let's hear a little bit more about both of the companies, because you are a junior market listed company, 1GS is, and you're fairly new to the market. There may be some people who still aren't as familiar with you. So 1GS, I know you as a marketing agency primarily. DRT, you're a public relations firm, and DRT, Daniel, you were on this program just a few weeks ago, showing us your proprietary media monitoring system, which is pretty cool. So Daniel, let me ask you first to just explain who DRT is, what you guys do, and how do you see yourself fitting into what 1GS does and their growth trajectory?
For sure. Thank you again for having me on this evening, Kalilah. It's always a pleasure to be with you. So DRT Communications has been operating for 17 years. We are the leading public relations company here in Jamaica. And of course, we have our media monitoring technology, which is monitoring and tracking and giving data-driven analysis, data that marketing managers, CEOs, CFOs can use to determine their marketing strategy, their communication strategy. We also see clients who come in with a potential crisis as comes up from time to time. We are able to get in action right away and understand what is being said in the media at all times in real time. We have an amazing team of creatives, storytellers. I always say I am not the CEO, I am the chief storyteller of a group of amazing, talented individuals who work with, traditional media, online media, to ensure that our clients' brands have the widest possible reach. We work on several IPOs. We've taken several companies public. So that is a niche that we work in as well. We work with companies on their quarterly results. We tend to niche quite well in the business part of business PR because we're really, really good at it. But at the same time, we also work with fast-moving consumer goods and other brands. as well.
Which is why you and I work together all the time.
Right. Exactly. And so you asked, why with One Great Studio, and for me, the biggest answer is, you can grow alone. Someone asked us earlier why, DRT could stand on its own, but you can grow alone, or you can grow as a team. Two strong entities can come together with a shared mission and a shared vision. And that is what attracted me to having a conversation with One Great Studio, Ryan Strawn having brought the opportunity to us. We realized that they too were looking at Caribbean expansion, expanding services in Jamaica. Our ability to even cross-sell now to our existing clients, right? So what's important about this transaction is that the entire DRT team that our clients, have come to know and love, we are all now a part, fully employed to One Great Studio. And we are bringing our expertise in that space into the One Great Studio team and can now offer our clients even more. And I guess I'm going to speak for Javain here. He will also be able to offer his clients even more services. But this is an alignment of culture, of vision, of mission, and certainly of company and business values.
All right. So that's where I was going next. So Javain, what exactly have you acquired in acquiring DRT? Because Daniel says they're now being employed by you. So you're acquiring their technology and the team?
Yeah, so it's what you call a sale of business. So the business continues, but on a new entity. OneGS is a listed entity. And so what you want the listed entity delivering all the value, right? Because that's where your tax benefits are. So the entire DRT team will come over to OneGS, and then we would basically start operating a new business line with DRT. So we'll have a new PR media monitoring business line with the acquisition of DRT. Kalilah.
Daniel, as the founder, is there a time limit on you being with OneGS, or how does that work?
Well, as far as I know, according to my brain and my heart, I plan to be there for as long as One Great Studio wants to have me. As I said, this is not just a transaction for DRT. This is a bringing over of our talents and our giftings to really offer more, to grow as one. So as head of division, no longer managing director, as I've been introduced as before on this show, as head of division, it is my goal to continue to work with the One Great Studio team on a combined trajectory to just amazing growth. It's, as we keep saying, it's a great thing.
But there was a time when you were mulling your own IPO.
Yes.
So what changed?
A lot of people are asking me that same question, and that opportunity did come up to us for on a few occasions, and I had spoken with you about it being a dream. But life changes, and when an opportunity like this comes up, you get to partner with. I consider this, yes, it is a sale of business. The brand of DRT Communications will still remain. And as we've said a few times, the team still remains. But when you combine and go in partnership together, you can grow and expand so much more. One of the great things, definitely think I'm speaking for Javain here, is that we are integrating already seasoned teams. We don't have to grow another entity or grow a business line from scratch and start. We are already operating in excellence in both entities. And so really it's just catapulting forward from here.
So Javain, the sale price is 115 million Jamaican dollars. And the deal also includes a $35 million performance-based earnout over 3 years. Explain what that means and how you guys are funding this acquisition.
Yeah, no problem. So what that means is that the guaranteed price then is $80 million. And based on performance targets in year 1, 2, and 3, there'll be different payout should the business line hit those targets. So it's built in such a way that we have that the DRT team has certainty, but also upside there. And it's built in such a way as well for our shareholders that there's protection there should the transaction not pan out the way that we expect it to. Even though we expect it to, because we have a clear planning path to get to where we want to go. So that's how it's structured. So there's $80 million, and that's been funded through cash reserves, no debt coming on, because we did raise funds in our IPO. We have generated cash flows every year, and a big part of what we have done is positioned ourselves for opportunities like this, and even more to come as well, because we still have additional resources left, and this won't be our last. And we've said it before, we're going to keep transforming this business. Our objective is to be the largest, most capable, most profitable agency in the Caribbean, and this helps us to get there.
Funded through cash reserves, no debt, must be nice.
And yeah, I mean, we people asked in the IPO, and they said, "What you going to do with this, Cat?" We said we're going to clear our debt, right? And we did that. We cleared our debt. That was a big chunk of it. We generated more cash since then. And when you run an agency, agencies are supposed to be capital light, right? You're supposed to be able to generate profits. You're supposed to be able to generate cash flows. And so that's what we're seeing in OneGS, where it puts us in a position where we can make a move like this, and still in a position where there's more ahead as well.
So, question from Sean online. Sean wants to know, what can shareholders expect from this partnership in terms of growth in the OneGS and its top line and bottom line? So how will this acquisition affect your performance?
Well, I can't tell you the exact numbers, but what I can tell you is that 100% of the revenues will be added to our top line. So we do expect to see a growth in top line, and we do expect to see a growth in our bottom line as well. So for us, we're seeing this as a strategic move. It's not just about the revenue. It's also not the immediate revenue, but it's also about the long-term revenue. At OneGS, we're don't we really think long-term and do good. And we see this as a long-term strategic fit that will have an immediate impact on both the top line and bottom line.
And just to give our viewers a sense of the numbers, in your most recent reports, you have $261.5 million in revenues, and you also had net profits of $30.6 million, and that's for the 9 months ending September 30, 2024.
Yeah, so we haven't published our full year yet. That's upcoming. So we'll be publishing our full year audited coming up soon.
Jordan wants to know, when is the next dividend payout?
That's a good question. I mean, our board meets soon. We'll see if we have a consideration at that time.
All right. I need to try screen some of these questions. Yeah. So Daniel, I can imagine that this is a very exciting transition period for you.
Yes.
Sometimes when founders essentially sell their company, they want to move on to the next project, but that's not the case for you. DRT is your baby. And so now working with this new or under this new company, under OneGS, does that bring you any type of fear, thinking about, okay, we're changing strategy, we're changing focus, we're going to be expanding to markets? How does that make you feel?
To be very honest with you, absolute honesty, it is actually extremely exciting to me. I've said a few times, this is not just a transaction for DRT, it's a growth opportunity. And yes, DRT is my baby. Everyone who has followed my story knows I started this in my bedroom. I started it on a prayer, literally, 17 years ago. But to know that we are in good hands. You called it my baby. I know we have a great parent. We are a part of an organization that is, we spoke earlier about their cash reserves. So we have opportunities to grow. We have opportunities to take on even larger projects because we're going to be a part of an expanded team. We're going to have an opportunity to offer, a wider variety of services while still being true to who we are. We are going to be called DRT Communications as a business line of One Great Studio. I just saw a question come in on the screen. We are still operating as DRT Communications, a business line of One Great Studio. You asked a question. I felt extremely proud when I was asked to sign a resolution that One Great Studio would have the right to use the name and the brand that they saw, the brand DRT Communications.
I felt proud of you when I heard it.
Yeah, it really was a very warming moment for me personally. And it was a big thing for my team when I was able to do that, because the thing about it is, I may be the face of the company, but there are 18 individuals who make everything we do for every single client, every IPO that we do, every quarterlies. We've worked with every brand that you can think of: Red Stripe, Red Bull, JPS is a big client, Ria Nevia, KFC. We've worked with, so many clients along the way. And that is not just me. That is a group of 18 people, and truthfully, 70 employees overall over time, more than 70 employees that have been a part of the growth, that have gotten us to this point. And, as somebody said to me recently, Daniel, never forget you have an army of supporters, and that includes amazing clients, an amazing team. And now we have an amazing parent. The process, this transaction, I'll tell tales out of school. The attorneys actually said if every transaction could be so, I don't know if they use the word seamless, but we did it with ease and grace and respect, and it was just a fantastic process. So to give up my baby, I'm there for the ride. I'm there for the growth, and I just see amazing things ahead. I guess I should be cliche and say I see great things ahead.
I love to see it. I'm going to take two final questions from the audience. This one is from Sean, who wants to know, Sean, is all up in your business. Does DRT have debt on their books that 1GS will be taking on?
I'll answer that question, or would you like to, Jivay?
No, you can go ahead.
One Great Studio will not be taking on any debt from DRT Communications in this transaction.
Okay, and last question comes from Tavares, who wants to know if the transaction includes any form of share issues.
At the moment, not quite at the moment yet. Maybe that's something in the future, but right now it's just a straight cash deal. Daniel will come over as an employee. We see her as a big part of our team, adding to our team, building on the culture that we have right now. And so that's something that, maybe down the line, but right now it's a straight cash deal.
Ryan, your arranger.
Well, another big thing here is that this is a deal that's coming out with no dilution for our shareholders as well, which is also a big deal as well, right? So for us, we're really excited about this, and we just can't wait to see how it unfolds.
Yeah, big up your arranger, Ryan Strawn, who's watching, says good times and good people. And I did say last question, but this one is good as well. So Kenton wants to know, is there any reason why the stock price has been falling?
I mean, the stock price, Kenton, it means you need to buy some more 1GS stock because it's a really good price right now.
Good answer.
I mean, also one of the answers to that, if I can jump in, as certainly no analyst on this call, and I know you have many analysts behind me, is that, the overall stock market has not been performing as, we knew of a time in 2018, 2019. So I don't see where One Great Studios shares or stock price has fallen, out of tandem with generally what's happening in the stock market at this time. So as Javain said, it's actually a really good time to buy. And as Kalilah would say, let's make this money.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much, Javain and Daniel. Anything that you want to add before we go?
TT?
Well, we just saw Ryan there, and I just want to thank him. We were represented by Ryan, Myers, Fletcher, and Gordon, Sanya Goff from Heart Muirhead Fata. As I said, we have had an army of supporters behind us to bring us to this deal. We have, amazing clients who, when I told the news, were, just really, really excited, and really looking forward to offering just a really, really amazing suite of services, great synergies between the teams. And, it really is a humbling moment for me. And I'm just super grateful at the partnership and the alliance that we have created through this entire process.
Last word goes to you, Javain.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just grateful, Kalilah. I mean, Daniel has been awesome throughout the process. I think we are getting an awesome leader with her joining the team. I call her a rock star. And we're just committed. We're really committed to growing this business and to making sound decisions and moves. And this is something, it's one step. And there will be more steps in the future. We have a bright future ahead, and we are really looking forward to growing this company for the benefit of everybody involved.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Javain. Thank you, Daniel, and all the best under your new roof, under the new arrangement. 1GS DRT are now one. one even greater studio.